Consider this, the light in your room is a marvel of science. For decades, if you were in a school, an office, or even your own kitchen, that light likely came from a long glass tube. We call these fluorescent lights. They became incredibly popular because they were a huge step up from the old, incandescent bulbs that got really hot and wasted a lot of energy. Fluorescent lights were the cool, efficient choice for a long time. They worked by sending electricity through a tube filled with a gas, which then excites a special powder coating on the inside of the tube, causing it to glow. It was a clever bit of physics that lit up our world for generations. The rise of the fluorescent bulb was all about efficiency. Back in the day, old-fashioned light bulbs were basically tiny heaters that also happened to produce light. A huge amount of the electricity they used was lost as heat, not light. Fluorescent lamps changed the game entirely. They used significantly less energy to create the same amount of brightness, which was a fantastic innovation. This meant lower electricity bills for big buildings like hospitals and factories, and it was seen as a more responsible way to use our planet's resources. Their long lifespan also meant you didn't have to climb a ladder to change them nearly as often, making them a convenient and economical choice for lighting up large spaces. You probably know the sound they make, that faint electric hum, and you might remember the way they sometimes flicker for a moment before turning on completely. For a long time, these were just normal parts of our everyday environment. From the bright, even light in a supermarket to the steady glow over a workbench, fluorescent technology was everywhere. It was the silent and sometimes humming workhorse of the lighting world. Their ability to produce a lot of light over a wide area made them perfect for places where people needed to see clearly to work or learn. They truly defined what modern, artificial lighting looked and sounded like for the better part of a century. But, as with all technology, science marches on. What was once a brilliant solution is now being replaced by something even better. The reign of the fluorescent light is coming to an end, not because it stopped working, but because we have discovered some serious drawbacks to its design. The very things that made it work, the gases and materials inside that glass tube, have turned out to be problematic for our planet and our health. The story of fluorescent lighting is a great example of how science is always about finding better, safer and more efficient ways to do things. The hum is fading and a new kind of light is taking its place. So, what went wrong with these once popular lights? Well, the biggest problem is hidden inside the tube itself. To make a fluorescent bulb work, it needs a tiny amount of a very specific element, mercury. Now, mercury is a heavy metal, and it is extremely toxic to people, animals, and the environment. When a fluorescent bulb is working perfectly, the mercury is safely contained. But what happens when the bulb breaks or when it's thrown away? The mercury vapor can escape, polluting our air, soil, and water. This was a significant environmental concern that scientists and governments started to take very, very seriously. The risk of mercury contamination is a major reason for moving away from this technology. Another major issue is energy waste. While fluorescent lights were much better than the bulbs that came before them, they are no longer the champions of efficiency. Think about it this way. A lot of the electricity they use is still wasted. Some of it is lost as heat, and the process of turning electricity into light isn't as direct as it could be. In a world where we are all trying to reduce our carbon footprint and use less energy, every bit of waste counts. Today, we have technology that can produce the same amount of beautiful, bright light using about half the electricity. That means fluorescent lights are now considered energy guzzlers compared to the modern alternative. This inefficiency has a real-world cost, both for our planet and our wallets. All that wasted electricity adds up. For a single household, it might mean a few extra pounds on the energy bill. But when you multiply that by millions of homes, offices, and factories all around the world, the amount of wasted energy is staggering. It means power plants have to burn more fossil fuels, which releases more carbon dioxide into our atmosphere, contributing to climate change. The global push to become more energy efficient and environmentally responsible has put fluorescent lighting directly in the crosshairs. The science is clear. We have a better way to make light. Finally, let's be honest, they weren't always the nicest lights to be around. The quality of light from some older fluorescent bulbs could be harsh and cold, and the flickering, even if subtle, could cause eye strain and headaches for some people. The humming sound could also be a constant low-level annoyance in a quiet room. They also take a moment to warm up to full brightness, which can be inconvenient. While these might seem like small complaints, they affect our daily comfort and well-being. Our understanding of how lighting affects human health and mood has grown, and we now demand better quality from our artificial light sources. Because of these problems, governments all over the world have decided it's time to say goodbye to fluorescent lights. This isn't just a suggestion, it's becoming the law. In the United Kingdom, for example, the phase-out of most fluorescent bulbs began in September 2023. This is part of a larger plan to reduce the country's carbon emissions and move towards cleaner technologies. In the United States, states like California are leading the way. As of the start of 2025, the sale of most new linear fluorescent lamps is banned, pushing everyone towards a more sustainable option. It's a coordinated, global effort to make a big change for the better. These new laws are guided by international agreements, like the Minamata Convention on Mercury. This is a global treaty designed to protect human health and the environment from the harmful effects of mercury. By agreeing to phase out products that contain mercury, countries are working together to solve a worldwide pollution problem. Japan, for instance, has announced it will end the production and import of mercury-containing fluorescent lamps by the end of 2027. These regulations send a clear message to manufacturers and consumers. The age of mercury-based lighting is over, and it's time to embrace a safer, cleaner technology for everyone. The new star of the show is the LED, which stands for Light-Emitting Diode. An LED is a completely different and much more elegant way to make light. Instead of using a gas and a powder, an LED is a semiconductor, a tiny electronic component that emits light when an electric current passes through it. It's a direct, one-step process. This makes them incredibly energy efficient. They use about half the electricity of a fluorescent light to produce the same brightness. Plus, they contain absolutely no mercury, so they are much safer for the environment from start to finish. This is the technology that all those new laws are designed to promote. LEDs also last an incredibly long time. A typical LED bulb can last for tens of thousands of hours, which is many times longer than even the best fluorescent bulb. This means less waste from discarded bulbs and less hassle changing them. The light they produce is also better. It's instant on, with no flickering or humming. You can even get smart LEDs that can change color or brightness, all controlled from your phone. The transition is not just about banning the old, it's about embracing a new technology that offers huge benefits in energy savings, environmental safety, and overall quality of light for our homes and workplaces. Making the switch from fluorescent to LED lighting is a fantastic move, but it requires a bit of thought and planning. For some fixtures, you can simply swap a fluorescent tube for a compatible LED tube. However, this isn't always the safest option. Old light fixtures, especially those over 10 years old, can have worn-out wiring and internal parts. Mismatches between an old fixture and a new LED tube can sometimes cause malfunctions, or even create a fire hazard. Safety experts often recommend replacing the entire fixture, not just the bulb. This ensures all the components are new, safe, and designed to work together perfectly for years to come. While the long-term savings are huge, the initial cost of upgrading can be a challenge for some families and businesses. Replacing all the light fixtures in a large building is a significant investment. However, it's important to see it as just that, an investment. The money you spend up front will be paid back, over time, through dramatically lower electricity bills. In the UK, a household that switches entirely to LEDs can save a substantial amount on energy each year. For businesses, the savings are even greater. To help with this, some companies are offering lighting-as-a-service models, where they manage the upgrade and you pay a flat fee, making the transition more affordable. The future of lighting is not just about replacing bulbs. It's about making our lighting smarter and more in tune with our needs. We are moving into an era of human-centric lighting. This involves using advanced LED systems that can change their color temperature and brightness through panditaw, day to mimic the natural pattern of sunlight. This can help regulate our body's internal clock, or circadian rhythm, which can improve our sleep, mood, and productivity. Imagine the lighting in your office gradually shifting from a cool, energizing blue light in the morning to a warm, relaxing amber light in the evening. This is the exciting future that LED technology makes possible. So, the next time you flick a switch, think about the incredible science that's lighting up your world. The disappearance of the fluorescent light is a powerful story of progress. We are moving from a technology that was good for its time to one that is better for our planet, our health, and our wallets. It's a bright change that will reduce pollution, save an immense amount of energy, and open the door to smarter, healthier, and more beautiful ways of illuminating our lives. The future of light is here, and it is brilliant. Change is good, and in this case, it's a whole lot brighter.